Quite a few people have sent in questions on this. This is a WhatsApp question from Michael. Given that you have no way of knowing who in the Labour Party has been a victim of child abuse, on reflection, was your language in Parliament today appropriate for the situation? And if you do think it was appropriate, do you have the self-awareness to realise what a terrible person it makes you seem? P.S. Don't try to hide behind reported speech excuse.
No, I don't need to hide behind reported speech excuse. What is the real problem is that the Labour Party has been out there making terrible decisions, appointing lots of inappropriate people who have no business whatsoever being in government or being in the House of Lords. They're the ones who should be apologising rather than complaining about the language.
Doesn't make them pedo sympathisers, does it?
Well, the thing is, it wasn't my words. That was a Labour MP, a female Labour MP used that language. I was just saying that's what they're calling each other. So they're saying it, and then I'm being criticised for saying, here's what you're talking about.
Well, I think they're saying that they're being called that on the doorstep.
Yes, and I'm saying it too, because we're hearing it as well. That's what people are saying. Nobody would be calling them that if they'd held themselves to higher standards and done better. Right now, I'm still waiting for the Prime Minister to release the files of how he came to appoint Peter Mandelson, a man who kept that close relationship with a convicted paedophile. That's the real problem. So let's stop talking about how MPs might be victims, and let's talk about the real victims. That's what we need to talk about.
Do you believe they are pedo defenders?
Well, I think that that's what people are calling them.
What do you think?
Well, they've clearly been quite embarrassed by it, but they shouldn't have had to be dragged to that place.
So you don't personally think they are?
No. The people who they've been defending are people like Peter Mandelson. I remember when I first raised the Peter Mandelson issue on the floor of the House, Keir Starmer said what a great guy he was, how he had full confidence in him. And then later on, he claims that everybody was lying to him, whether it was Peter Mandelson or Matthew Doyle. The fact of the matter is that the Labour Party has a lot of questions to answer, and instead they are covering up how they came to appoint these people.
Earlier this evening, the Labour MP Natalie Fleet spoke to my colleague Andrew Marr, and she was groomed and raped by an older man when she was still a teenage girl. This was her reaction to what you said in Parliament today when you claimed that other Labour MPs are describing their own party as pedo defenders.
It's really upsetting. It just is really, really upsetting. These are people on our benches and across politics, in councils up and down the country, delivering leaflets up and down the country. There are hundreds of thousands of political activists, Labour and otherwise, that want to make the country a better place. And to just throw language like that around because it might get you some extra votes is just really disgusting. It's not the first time that I've been offended by Kemi Badenoch's language either. You know, when she had power to do something, she didn't. She'd never met with grooming victims, and she didn't mention grooming in the chamber when she was the Women and Equalities Minister and she had the power to do something about it. So the fact that she throws language around like that today is part of the problem.
And on top of that, KTA, Miss David Amos's daughter, the MP that was murdered, she told Andrew Marr this evening that you should apologise for what you said.
No, I will absolutely not apologise. I remember when Keir Starmer and the Labour Party were putting out posters saying Rishi Sunak was supporting paedophiles so that they wouldn't go to prison. Okay? So these people know how to dish it, but they don't want to take it. And that wasn't on the floor of the House in response to something. It was completely unwarranted. Rishi had done no such thing. They thought it was fair game. What people like Natalie are doing now is trying to use the cover of language to excuse the fact that people are very angry with them. If she's upset about the language, she should go and speak to the female Labour MP who first said that, or the people on the doorstep who are saying that. I'm merely reflecting that people are saying this. I'm not calling them pedo defenders. I'm merely saying that even they are saying they're being called that, and saying that the language I'm using is disgusting when I'm just merely pointing out a fact. This is shroud waving. They did not care when they were doing it to other people. And quite frankly, this is a woman who voted against the grooming gang inquiry, saying that I didn't use my power. She didn't use her vote. Do not feel sorry for Labour MPs. Do not feel sorry for them. They are feeling sorry for themselves because they're having a terrible time. They're being banned from pubs. People are rude to them because they are not delivering for this country. Feel sorry for the people who are losing their jobs because they brought in the jobs tax. Feel sorry for the farmers. Feel sorry for the veterans. You don't need to feel sorry for Labour MPs. They brought this on themselves. themselves. And if they had any sense, they would be pressuring the Prime Minister to release the files rather than covering it up.
Right. Text question here from Jamie, who says, should Kemi Badenoch have apologised for telling Keir Starmer to, quote, ask why his backbenchers are saying that they're being called the Paedo Defenders Party on the doorstep? She refused to apologise for that in the phone-in we did in the 7 o'clock hour, and we're going to be talking about that more after 9. Tom?
Yeah, I think she should. I think that we're in a really privileged position in Parliament, and when we've got to choose our words carefully. There are real victims. There are real victims. There are real people that have been impacted by what's happened with Epstein and with other cases. We need to show them compassion. We need to show that we have their back. By just flippantly using the word pedo to attack another party is, quite frankly, despicable.
But she was actually reporting what some Labour MPs have apparently been told on the doorstep, that the voters are saying, well, I'm not voting for you, you're the Paedo Defenders Party.
Well, I was sat in the chamber and I saw the way she said it, and yes, she covered herself by saying I'm in a way that she was reporting, but as she said it, she pointed at all of the Labour MPs and you knew what the connotation was. It was despicable.
Kate?
No, I don't think she should apologise if she believes it's true that that's what was being said. We were getting a little bit too much of this apology stuff. Everybody has to apologise almost for getting up in the morning. I mean, really, it's getting ridiculous. We've had 2 apologies today, one from the Speaker and then one from the Met Police for having blah, blah, blah about that whole issue of Peter Mandelson. So I don't think it was necessary.
Ross?
I think she should apologise. This comes back to, politicians should do politics, not name calling. There are more important issues that need to be dealt with. We've just discussed some of them that would support businesses. So, for me, I think that, yes, she may be repeating what she's heard on the doorstep, but that does not then need to be reflected in Parliament. It is not good for onlookers. It's not good for viewers. If she was on the rugby pitch, she'd be given a red card. That wouldn't be accepted.
Have you had this said to you on the doorstep?
I haven't, no. I think it was incredibly unbecoming of someone who says that they want to be Prime Minister. And I think all politicians, anyone in public life, needs to be really careful about the language that they're using. And I think as Thomas is saying, not just the pointing, but the kind of glee with which she was kind of came out of her mouth, I think was really inappropriate. And I think, I must say, not only should our focus be solely on victims and survivors of child sexual exploitation, but we should be making plenty.
The problem is Labour was very, very slow in actually getting involved in the whole grooming gangs issue. I mean, that's a reality.
Well, and also before the last election, there were Labour Party posters basically accusing Rishi Sunak of exactly the same thing that Kemi Badenoch has been. I mean, it is.
But then it's petty politics.
It is.
Yes,
well,
but I mean,
we will, as I say, we'll be talking about this in a moment.